Hello again. We're back with one more VMware Community on Air. And with me right now, I have Corey Romero. Corey is the vExperts Manager. And Corey, for those who don't know you yet, I'd like you to go ahead and talk a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Julia. So my name is Corey Romero. Been working for VMware for 13 years. I started off working as a contractor for my first year. I built part of VMware.com. I built the German site, the French site, the Chinese site, and did part of the work on the English site as well. Managed the download center. I did all kinds of stuff prior to becoming into the communities team. So a year after doing that, I joined the communities team, and I did some engineering on our VMTN community platform. After that, I started doing program management. So I started taking over our blog program, started working with vExperts, and took over the majority, actually all of the vExpert program.
And what are the sub-programs on vExperts?
So the sub-program, when we first kicked off the vExpert program, we started with 100 and some, 100, maybe 130 vExperts in the program. And since we've grown the program up to 2,000 vExperts, right? So which is a lot of vExperts. So the purpose of the sub-programs, and what a sub-program is just a subset of people in a program that's run by a business unit, VMware. So let's take NSX for instance. So our NSX application is a very detailed, heavyweight networking application that we have that VMware uses or puts out. And so the reason for the sub-program is instead of having 2,000 vExperts talk to a business unit, right? It doesn't really make sense because you're going to have vExperts that are storage experts or CPU or anything else that they're really not heavy users of NSX. And so what we wanted to do is find and identify the vExperts that were having conversations with their own communities on NSX and have those NSX vExperts engage with the NSBU, which is VMware's networking business unit. And so I think that made more sense to have a subset of around 150 to 200 vExperts who specialize in those subprograms. So along with NSX, we have vExpert Pro, which is there are the pro, I wouldn't say elite vExperts. We really don't have an elite vExpert, but they're the pro vExperts in terms of what the pros do is they help vote on vExpert applications every year, and as well as they help educate folks who want to become vExperts. And kind of the way they do it is they'll give examples on what they need to do, what type of work in the community to be able to put that on their application before they submit and become a vExpert. So it's kind of like a self-guide from a vExpert Pro.
So they localize content too, right? They also bring vExperts from countries vExperts who don't speak the English.
Right,
and
correct.
They are the link between vExperts program and those who they would not have the opportunity to get into the program.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, for instance, we have 51 vExpert Pros that cover 49 different countries. And so you can kind of see on the reason why we designed that. If you have a vExpert Pro who speaks primarily German, like you mentioned, right, in a country where that's their primary language, they kind of have a hard time maybe interacting with the English content, especially with the majority of people speaking English in the vExpert program. And so, you can interact with someone who knows the program like the back of their hand, a vExpert Pro, in your native language.
That's amazing how you created this arm that reach every country, even those vExperts, those who are interested in becoming vExperts and they have no access. And I think that's a great thing to do.
Yeah, it's been successful and widely accepted. Yeah.
So tell me, what are your plans for vExperts in 2020?
Yeah, so we have a lot of plans. So recently we just built our vExpert portal. And the purpose of the vExpert portal is a website where the vExperts can come in and they can do all sorts of things, right? They can look at and listen to and watch the latest webinars and deep dives that we do with VMware business units as well as VMware partners. And so what those are just 1 hour sessions of deep dive material on a specific product, right? So we might have an NSX come in and do a deep dive live on NSX to the entire vExpert program. And so they have access to that. They also have access to their licenses and access to the download bits. And so this application has been built by the community, by one member of the community, which is Martin Smit. And he's from the Netherlands. He's a fantastic guy.
Shout out for Martin.
Yeah, shout out for Martin for sure. So the application which I'm referring to is vexpert.vmware.com. So some of the improvements that we're going to do is recently we had reached out to the vExpert community and asked folks to raise their hand if they know PHP, they're familiar with MySQL and other technologies, and they want to help us with the platform. So we're introducing all types of new things on this portal, and one of the biggest things that I'm excited about that we're going to release next are what's called live applications. So kind of the struggle right now is when you go in and you apply as a vExpert, you have to remember everything you did in the past 12 months, right? And maybe even go back to your notebook, and then you have to write that into an application, right? And so so a lot of times you'll miss information on things that you did that were really important to your vExpert application. And so a live application will let's say myself, I'm here at VMworld and I have a session that I'm doing. I can literally right after my session go into my vExpert application, add that line item, and then click save. And I won't submit that application until applications are in review for vExpert for that period. And so it's a really good way to take notes throughout the entire year and make sure that that's in your application when we go to review applications for vExpert.
That's a very advanced way to run the application. That's how the government sites work, right?
Yes.
So Corey, if someone is interested in become a vExpert, how do they become a vExpert? I know you talked a little bit already about vExperts Pro and recruiting. So how can those people reach out to become a vExpert? Should they reach out for the pros, for you? How does it work?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you can do this. So first things first, go to vexpert.vmware.com. There's a link on the front page where you can click and put your name and email address in. We won't spam you. All we do is send you one email that says, hey, vExpert applications are open. Right, so that's just a reminder of when the applications will be open. Now, to prepare for the application, so there's a little bit of misinformation out there in the community, and I would say that in a very, very lightweight opinion of mine, meaning that folks think that. Let's just say they work for company X and they're writing white papers on how company X works with VMware, right? So that would be something that is actually paid by your company for you to do. So that's your day job. What we're really looking for are community activities. So as an IT practitioner, you will learn and have experiences different than anyone else, right? So you will stumble and have issues with software that you have to overcome. And so what we're looking to do is to figure out what is unique about your story as an IT practitioner. How can you share your knowledge into the community? So if you happen to write scripts that help you deploy different applications, whatever that might be, what scripts did you write? What scenario did you do that for? What hardships and troubles have you had doing installations? Because the installations are all different. All this infrastructure is all completely different. So everybody has a unique story. Share that information into the community. What did you hear at VMworld? What were the announcements? How do those announcements affect yourself? How do they affect your customers? Share that information. And it's not just blog writing. It could be blogs, it could be sessions, it could be donating time at a high school. So we're really looking for primarily is for you to give information back to the community, right? And so that's step number one is donating time and information to the community. And then step number two is preparing for your application, right? And so on vexpert.vmware.com, we have a sample application of what a really good application looks like. Now, if someone is having struggles or need more information, you can reach out to a vExpert Pro. So on the vExpert portal, you can go up to the directory and you can choose from, do I want to see all vExperts in the program?
And you can choose
Sub-programs.
country.
Yeah, you can do that now. And so you can click on vExpert Pro, and once you're on vExpert Pro, you can find that pro that's in your country, and it lists their Twitter information, their email address, their LinkedIn information, so you can easily reach out to a vExpert Pro. And the vExpert Pros, everybody in the vExpert community is literally so helpful, and that's all we see.
People.
Yeah, that's all we see are folks helping other folks, and it's fantastic. So first things first, make sure that you're donating time to the community. Reach out to a vExpert Pro. Make sure you apply. Engage with the community.
So Corey, if people want to know more about you and interact with you, how they can reach out?
Yeah, so you can reach me. I've got email address set up for vExpert. It's just vexpert@vmware.com. I also run the vExpert channel on Twitter, and that's just @vExpert. And then my email address at work is cromero@vmware.com. And so probably the best way to reach me is either the vExpert email address or my work email address. Either one is best.
And your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is @vexpert. Sorry, not .com. @vexpert.
So before we close, when do the applications for vExpert 2020 will be open?
So we're going to open those here in November. It is a little early, but the reason we're doing that is so we can make sure that we announce earlier in 2020. And so we will have the applications open from mid-November all the way to January, first week of January. Don't know a date off the top of my head yet, but we're going to look at the calendar, make sure we align things with the new year and vacations and everywhere else. And so that way we end it in the first week of January. And so that gives folks a chance to enter all of their information that they've done, all their activities for 2019.
So Corey, thanks for your time. I know you have been really busy along the VMworld. I appreciate that you took a few minutes of your time to give me an interview, and have a safe trip back home.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Julia. You as well.
You're welcome. Great, close.